going on, Jerome's undisclosed location Tuesday Vikings news dump because you can't have poop without dump, something like that. And also, undisclosed location. Don't know if I'm wearing pants or not. The world's a mystery sometimes. Anyways, franchise tag window begins today, 3 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. What's going to happen with Sling and Sam Darnold? It could Byron Murphy Jr. get the franchise tag, buy the team some time to work out a long-term deal. Who really knows? But finally, after weeks of speculation and combobulation, I'm going to be getting some answers here. Right quick, which is going to be nice. And things happen fast. I mean, the whole thing about the franchise tag window, then legal tampering and free agency, all that stuff, it does go pretty damn quick. Also, so I'm not saying that the Vikings social team and the front office is in lockstep, but it's kind of interesting. So on the gram, Vikings put out a highlight reel of Sling and Sammy Darnold. Some Sam Darnold highlights for your feed today. This right before the void years kicked in, which it did come home to roost yesterday, and the franchise tag window opens today. So, now, Kwesi obviously has like the big picture thing going on. I don't think that extends to the social team. Maybe they're just like, oh, we had a good season. We'll see. Or maybe it's like a very passive aggressive Minnesotan way of the social team being like, yeah, we want Sam back. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure last offseason the Vikings put out Kirk Cousins highlights before he left. So who really knows? Some guy that may show up for the Vikings. Probably not. Right. But is this fun this time of year? The whole hot stove, football stuff where it's like, oh, Myles Garrett, generational talent. Probably has 5-6 years of his absolute prime left, but the Vikings, probably ain't gonna give up the draft capital to go get him. Schematically, it's not a 1-for-1 fit, but I do trust Flores in changing things up to making it work. Like, hey, if Flores can mix up his scheme with the Patriots to make allowances for a true hand the dirt 4-3 defensive end like Trey Flowers back in 2018, I think that he can make some room for Myles Garrett. It would be fine, man. But Justin friggin' Jefferson, during Super Bowl week, making his pitch for Myles Garrett, Vikes fan page. Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson, blah, 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 Myles Garrett. Myles, you know where to go, my brother. We need about 1-2 extra pieces, and you'll fill in that piece. We need you. And also, Myles Garrett is more than 2 pieces. He's like everything. He's like a 12-pack. I mean, he's going to be good to go, but I don't know. Like, it's interesting to see where he ends up. As long as he doesn't end up in Detroit or Green Bay, outside chance of Chicago, but just stay in the AFC. That's all I'm asking. Pro Football Focus put together a couple pieces of NFL free agency, 4 signings we want to see, and oh, looky, here comes Sookie. Vikings are matched up with Super Bowl hero Milton Williams, the pride of Louisiana Tech, 3rd-round pick from back in the day. This is what PFF wrote. Milton Williams played a crucial role in the Eagles' Super Bowl run, dominating as the highest graded pass rusher, 91.4 during the 2024 postseason. That performance pushes PFF pass rushing grade to 91.7 this past season, overtaking who? Chris Jones as the NFL's highest graded interior pass rusher over 2024, which is good. It's pretty good. The Eagles' defensive tackle made major strides in 2024, which will undoubtedly earn him a lucrative payday in free agency. He finished with career high marks in sacks, 6, pressures, 44, and pass rush win rate 17.7%, and pass rush productivity rating 8.2. I don't know what that means. Again, Milton Williams, 14 snorkel. Yeah. Vikings defense coordinator Brian Flores is known for his aggressive blitz package, but tends to struggle to find pressure without the blitz, ranking 28th in total pressures without the blitz. Adding Williams to the mix would be an instant injection of energy into Minnesota's pass rush and would provide a perfect fit at 5 technique at Flores' scheme. I love it. I love everything about it, man. And, Milton, if it came down to Milton or Osa, I mean, it's close. I mean, it's really close. Flip a coin. I think we've had this discussion before. I would lean Milton mainly because there would be less change position-wise. Like, he could play 5-tech, he could play pass rushing 3-tech when the Vikings go 4-man front. Odigizua, I think, has been more consistently disruptive, but, I mean, don't discount what Williams has turned himself into this year. Right. Next. Over at The Athletic, they did up potential NFL salary cap cuts for all 32 teams, and for the Vikings, kind of interesting. So you have Ed Ingram at guard. So he's heading into year 4 of his rookie deal. I mean, usually, players on rookie contracts aren't seen as cap casualties, but Alec Lewis, the Athletic, gets into why. The Vikings benched Ed Ingram in Week 11 after 3 seasons as starter at right guard, a second-round pick in 2022. Ingram struggled in the pass protection for the 3rd straight season. Other than that, he's really good. Minnesota's offense will revolve around revamping the trenches. Ingram is not a viable option if the Vikings are committed to vastly improved play, but if they're okay with the lowered expectations, he's good. Cutting him makes sense. The Vikings could save a minimum of about $33 million on the cap with the move. The number could actually increase depending on whether Ingram receives a performance escalator. Minnesota already has close to $60 million in cap space 2025, so the move is not a necessity. That said, the Vikings need to upgrade their interior offensive line, interior defensive line, cornerback, running back. More money to spend will help. And actually, he's projected to hit that performance escalator, so his cap number is actually going to be around $5.2 million for his new base. So yes, that is a you go, right? Because at maximum, Ingram is going to be a backup, and you're not paying $5.2 million for a backup. You ain't going to do it. Something you are going to do though is give some respect to Paul Krause, the original Deuce, over at Fox, top 10 safeties of all time. Ronnie Lott, respect, even though he played a lot of corner too. Yeah. Ed Reed, all-time ball hawk. Elman Tunnel, Troy Polamalu, Ken Houston, Dawkins. Dawkins is one of the few Philadelphia Eagles I actually like. Yeah, Cliff Harris, Willie Wood, Larry Wilson. Harrison Smith must be 11. Yeah, something like that. But Krause at 3. So Krause doesn't get his time of day in the pantheon of great all-time safeties, but he certainly should. He's the career leader in interceptions with 81. And I've said this a bunch. There's 2 records that will never be broken in the National Football League. Career rushing record, Emmitt Smith, that'll never be touched. Even with an 18-game season, the bell cow running back just does not exist anymore. I mean, Saquon had a shot, but he's way behind. Ain't going to happen, right? And then you got Paul Krause's 81. I mean, this is always fun. Like, Ed Reed is, like I said, a generational ball hawk. Guess how many career interceptions he has? 64. So Krause played in an era, well, one, after he came over from Washington, he played behind the Purple People Eaters. So, I mean, he was generating, they were generating errant passes all over the place. Plus, quarterbacks just threw an ass ton of interceptions back in the day. Like, it wouldn't be shocking for a starting quarterback in the league back in the day to throw 10 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. That just happened, right? So, in a league that's now a passing league, you just don't have those numbers of interceptions anymore. So, I mean, think about Dirty Kirby Joseph had 9 interceptions this year. He would have to have 9 straight seasons of 9 interceptions to reach 81. Ain't gonna happen, all right? So, respect to Paul Krause, the original Deuce. Love to see that. But that's it. Vikings news dump this beautiful, wonderful Tuesday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.